Version 1.2 of our Qscalper is live. And in today's video, our director of software development, Anthony, is going to go in depth on the setup, configuration, how to use this thing for some amazing futures automation. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike Santucci. I am the founder and CEO of QuantVue. We make TradingView indicators, NinjaTrader tools, Sierra chart suites. We have over 6,000 members in our trading community. So be sure to like and subscribe because we post videos like this every single week. Without further ado, let's just jump right in.
All right, we're going to go through version 1.2 of the Qscalper. This was previously referred to as the Qwave scalper or Qwave strategy. It is now just simply Qscalper. That's the easiest way to explain what it does. It uses different methods of entry, which I'm going to explain, to try to scalp the stock markets. Generally, this is designed for Renko on NQ, box size 4, and either speed of 5 second or 1 second is going to be appropriate for this. And we'll go into the settings here. This is how it looks, default. And right here at the top, we have choose trade type. These are the different scalpers which we'll be going through and the differences in them and the settings in them. There under time preferences, you can select your time that you would like it to trade. The time string information is right here. And there's some more of it, I believe, in the automation chat in Discord as well. So we'll look under trade type. First of all, we have it set to regular, which is what you see here on the screen. We've only got one trade here. It's about normal for this, and I'll explain why. Direction of trades, both, so you can choose long, short, or both. The box look back, strength coefficient, proximity coefficient are all only for the regular scalper or the fast scalper. I'll explain a little bit about those in just a second. You can show proximity boundaries, which is how this calculates where to take a scalp at. And we have enable hard stop. That will work for all scalpers, so you can turn stops on or off for all of the scalpers. The multiplier for how far that stop is. This is not just a static number. This is a multiplier based off of volatility inside the market. And then one of the new additions here is the use higher box size QCloud filter. And you put in the current box size. What it does is it looks at a box size double that of the current, and it only takes trades in the direction of the QCloud. So if, for example, you thought on a particular day that we're going to see a lot of upward movement, you would set direction of trades to long, and then you could come over here and turn this on as well, and then it would only be looking for long trades during the day, but it would also only look for them when the Q cloud is moving upward as well, and it would try to scalp during that time. This does not display Q cloud. You would find that over in the Q Pro indicators, and it is just all the standard sizes for QCloud on a box size double that that's written here. This is the same QCloud that's shown in the QCloud Trend Trader, the larger box size. It is the exact same thing. So we'll talk here for a moment about box lookback, strength coefficient, and proximity coefficient, and how it finds its trades. We'll zoom in here. So what it's doing is it's looking to scalp off of a reversal from the Q line or the Q wave, and you can see down here under regular and fast scalper settings, you do have the selections for what you want it to scalp off of. In this case, it came down, got near the Q line, and then took a long from that position. That's what it's doing right here. These proximity areas, so you see the shaded areas that we turned on a few moments ago, are going to indicate where it can activate the scalper at, and you can change the size of these areas with the proximity coefficient. We'll see what that looks like right here. Now you'll see that moved out of the proximity zone, so it no longer triggers the scalp. The box look back says, okay, we're going to look back 4 boxes. Okay, so we've got these 4 boxes right here coming into the area. The strength coefficient says what percentage of those boxes have to be going in the same direction. So we've got 70. So 70% of those 4 boxes, which would mean at least 3, have to be moving short in order for this to take a long scalp. That's what that means. And you can look here under the tooltips. That is written there for you to look at. Now let's keep looking through here. The regular scalper risk and reward. This changes your stop out and your reward factor. Let's lower this and we'll see if we can. Here's a better example. The other one was closing for a little bit different reason. So right here, you'll see this one moving around with it. See how it goes lower there. Okay, move that back out to 4. And you see the stop right here. If we increase our risk, then the stops can get further away. See what I'm doing right there. Okay, and then that one just ends up being a whole trade. Now, what we'll do here, look at this enable hard stop right here. Now if we just turn it off. So if you wanted to trade this in a fashion where it's not really going to look at stops that closely, which you can, a lot of those sort of commercial bots that you see advertised on Facebook or whatever generally will just open a trade and then hold it open for forever. That's why they end up with huge drawdowns, but you can do the same thing here if you'd like. And not that I recommend it, but you can. Using volume to find entries, this will use the CVD, the cumulative volume delta indicator, to help find entries. The volume length corresponds to the fast length in the CVD. Dynamic closes, which is why that other one closed. You could turn this off, and let's go back to the beginning over here. And now with it off, this one will change. And the reason for that is it will close dynamically if it encounters a certain area. In this case, it's encountering the upper Q band. So there's a few different reasons why it would close. That's right there. It's turned on by default, and you can change it around. It does have a trailing stop built into the dynamic closes, so you can turn that off if you just turn off dynamic closes. And you can turn off the use volume to find entries, and now you'll start seeing a lot more entries here. Let's have a look real quick. This is accurate seconds data. Yeah, it is. Have a look here. So we've got the stop, nice profit, nice profit, nice profit, the stop, stop, profit, profit, and a stop. Not too bad. And with 2 to 4 risk reward ratio, that's a really nice day, actually. So if you turn this stuff off and have this new filter on right here, this thing really helps out quite a bit, having this new filter on. The higher box size QCloud filter. So if you turn it off, you'll see a lot more trades in here, most likely. Let's have a look. Yeah, it added a few trades, I think. But anyway, let's move on. Fast scalper. Turn on the fast scalper. The fast scalper operates quite a bit differently. It does still use the same proximity boundaries to enter, but now it trades much, much quicker. You're going to see these are much smaller, and it is designed, surprisingly enough, it's designed to enter and exit very quickly. Turn off the QCloud filter there. Probably find some more trades. Yeah, here the previous day. Had quite a few going on right here. This one is best used with the ATM brackets inside of Trade8 or whatever brokerage you're using. It's best to use with OCO brackets, but this can help you kind of dial in that pricing and the ticks and kind of see what you're looking at. Again, I would really recommend running this with OCOs and not running this with market fills coming straight out of TradingView. You're just going to end up kind of lagging off of that. And just kind of going off of what I was doing before. Again, I don't recommend this, but I just want to show you. We put some really high number in here. These end up all pretty much turning into profits. You can see, even though it took this long, it still ended up as a profit. So let me show you this. So here's what we see here in this back test. Now, you notice this is only a couple of days, and that's because you only get a couple days with the seconds data. You see this is 5 seconds data right here, and it actually shows the seconds column, so it should be fairly accurate. And you'll see it does win them all, but it also has big drawdowns. So you're going to notice the max drawdown was actually more than the net profit, and it may have been this trade right here, actually. So we'll see what it did. Now, when you're doing this, you can remove that stop, and it will generate something close to this, especially if you're using a bracket. You just have a limit order put in there to take profit. I mean, it'll be close, but you're also potentially risking a really high drawdown if you do it like this. And again, that's more of what you're going to see when you look at those bots on my FX book that generate kind of a curve like this. Yes, it does make money, but you also have the potential for really huge drawdowns. So take that as you will. Make your own decision on what you'd like to do there. Here we go. I set it to a 100 tick stop out, and you see you did take kind of a nasty loss, but that max drawdown is only 500, and you still make 1100. So that's not too bad. That's only over Thursday and Friday last week, so it's not too bad. All right, next up we'll look at Velox. Velox has received a little bit of an update in this version. Okay, so I just took everything back to stock right there. We'll go to Velox. So it has received an update. If you want to use the old Velox, you will need to turn off this right here, the higher box size. And then you will need to come down here, and you'll need to turn off sliding trail stop. And then that will be the old Velox. But the new one has some improvements. Again, this higher box size Qcloud filter is really nice. So with that turned on, now it'll kind of give you like these sniper entries. You've only got like one in the whole day, that kind of thing. It'll really help you pick it out better. Now the difference in Velox and the previous two is that Velox is using the CVD to find tops and bottoms. And let me show you. Show support and resistance areas. Pull this on. You see right here, it is showing one of those areas right here. So it finds an area of support, and it then scalps up off of it. So that's the big difference there with that one. Now let's get rid of that, and I'm going to show you a little bit of difference in this one. We also have a sliding trail stop. Let me come in here closer. And another improvement in this version is that the historical data should match forward results much better. Historical data had an issue matching in the previous version of Velox. This new version should match much better. So right here, let's look at the sliding trail stop. So watch the locations of these closes. And what it does is as the trade moves further into profit, it makes that trail stop smaller. So it'll engage at a multiplier of 5. Let's just lower that here. Make that engage a little bit quicker. So here's a better example. We see it moving up here into profit, and then it starts to come back. Now, a lot of people are going to semi-automate, and they're going to go ahead and take their profit here at the Q line or at the Q wave, whatever they want to do. But if you're looking for the sliding trail stop, now we engage it at a certain point, right? So, a multiplier of 5 pass, and it doesn't have a display, but it's higher means that it's further away for this to start to engage. So, if we bring it closer, see it engages at a different rate, or a different place, excuse me. Okay, this is going to help. All right, so for each multiplier past 5, it will slide and get smaller by 0.5. So if we engage it sooner, okay, and you can see it changes quite a bit. Okay, right there, we've got it coming in at 2, so it's engaging down here, and it's making that multiplier much smaller, and so then it's stopping out quite a bit closer. It's a little funky the way that it works in historical, so you'll see some weird stuff, but that's because the pricing isn't live. So it just kind of has to go off of whatever data it has, which means historical on Ranko is a little funky. But anyway, that's what it does. The sliding rate will say, okay, well, how fast is the stop going to tighten after it engages? And the sliding engagement multiplier means, how far past the initial open is it going to take until it actually engages. And you're going to have to play with these. I do not yet know the best settings for these, so you're going to need to play with them on whatever ticker and time frame you're using, and forward test them and see what you like. Now, we do also have a different take profit type. This was heavily requested. This is the static take profit type. You see right here, this is just like the other ones. It will go ahead and take that profit for you at, whatever distance you would like. Now we do have the sliding trail stop and the static take profit. These are 2 additions here to Velox. The trailing take profit type, just turn off sliding trail stop and it will work exactly the same as before. Or you can use the sliding trail stop and you'll see, check out the difference right here, how that moves up. If we turn it off, this is the stop before, sliding one now, so it will change the rate, right? So after a 2 multiplier, which is where the regular trailing stop engages anyway, it will start to close the offset by 0.5 by each 1 multiplier it goes past, right? So trail stop multiplier is going to become 2, and then 1.5, and then 1, and it's just going to get tighter and tighter and tighter and take profits faster. That's what that is designed to do. And if you look at these right here, it kind of explains a little bit about it. We'll change this a little bit. It should move it up just a little bit. Yep, see, it took profits a little bit quicker. So that's how you change that. Now the other big addition here is going to be the static take profit type. Right here, it's the same as all the other scalpers. It just takes profit at a certain point in the trade. So you see right here, it enters, take profit, enter, take profit, enter, take profit, enter, oh, it stopped out, enter, take profit, enter, take profit. That's all it's going to do. And the stop out settings are up at the top under right here, hard stop multiplier for Velox and MBCBD. Now, again, you can run Velox without the hard stop on, and it'll just stop out at the end of your time frame. As you can see here, actually this is Ranko backtesting. That's not really that accurate. Let's have a look at the charts, see what it does. So we can only look at the last couple of days. Let's see. Over here, the very last one, because the only one that's not going to be profitable is the last trade of the day by definition, because if you don't have a stop loss. So this one you can see lost about 3 bars right there. We made money the rest of the day. This one, though, that's a big loss right there. So I wouldn't recommend running it with no stop out, but you could definitely use a pretty wide stop out. Yeah, you can definitely set that a lot higher and play around with that and see what you like, see what works for you. Again, it doesn't work as well, I don't think, as the fast scalper does for running no stop out, but it is available for you to mess with. And another big addition here to the Qscalper with version 1.2 is going to be the MBCBD. Now this is, let me switch over to it. This uses Moneyball and the CVD to find trades. This one, let me go ahead and reset defaults. This one I've tested for a few months in forward testing, and I do not recommend, and let me stress that, I do not recommend any of these strategies be ran set and forget. I run them set and forget for testing purposes because I want to see what they're doing in all markets. And I did run this set and forget, and I made money all throughout February. And it made money up through about halfway through March, which is where I shifted the testing and, or excuse me, is just where I started programming this into Qscalper. So this does have very good forward testing results. It has set and forget been profitable. The latest settings that I tested this on, we changed our times here, 08:30 to 12 o'clock, right there. And the rest of this just on the default settings. And this has been forward profitable. So let me turn on the candles right here. So what it'll do is show confluences between Moneyball and CVD, and then it's going to try to scalp out of those confluences. So you're going to see it looks for them here, it looks for these reversals, tries to scalp them. You can see how it's doing it here. And this is the exact same thing if you were to put Moneyball and the CVD on your chart and look for a confluence and try to scalp it. That's exactly what it's doing right here. And then it's also using that longer Q cloud to do so as well. It's using that up here at the top, the higher box size Q cloud filter. You want to make sure that's on, and then the rest of this just stock except for the time frame. And that's the exact settings that I use to forward test it. The rest of the settings in here are the Q wave and Q cloud, Q wave and Q line settings, which you would change, and those will adjust the regular and fast scalper. These are set to Travis's, it's TI Trading Wizard's settings that he likes, and that's what I use to scalp with. Down here we have the alert sources. This is the same as all the rest of the algorithms. You can set it up right here for prop alerts, custom alerts, export for static. It's all the same as the other ones. You can look through other videos for information on the alerts. Those are linked in the. They have their own separate alerts videos, and you can of course do custom alerts down here. So that's the big differences. Now the people who made a lot of money in difficult weeks are generally using Velox. We'll turn off the higher box size. And let's turn these candles off because they're just confusing unless you looking at MBCBD, show resistance and support levels. Set this to static. And now we can kind of see this a little bit better. Generally, the people who are making quite a bit of money are, actually wanted that trailing, using Velox, and they are semi-automating. So they're using Velox to find entries, and then they're semi-automating to the closes. That's very effective in a difficult market. And like I say, people have been using that a lot recently and been making a lot of money with it. So if you're in a difficult market, that's a good way to go. Please keep in mind, none of these tools is designed to be set and forget, completely hands-off, never look at it again. That is not what these are designed to do. And if you use these in such a manner, you will most likely lose money. If you don't, well, that's surprising. But if you do use them in that manner, then you will probably lose money. These are designed to be used by people who understand the stock markets. They understand what is likely to happen on a particular day. Are we going to see a trending day? Are we going to see a consolidation day? And they have studied the algorithms. They've looked at these videos. They've looked at how they behave on the charts, and they understand what they can and can't do. and they will deploy the proper ones. They'll use things like the Elite bot, which prints out volatility information, or they'll use the Gamma information to help determine which way they want to go, things like that. That's how these are designed to be used. They are not designed to be used as simply set and forget, make tons of money, have a Lambo in your driveway next week. That's not what's going to happen. So if that's what you are looking for, then you should keep looking. Do not bother buying our packages. What you are looking for costs about 6 figures. So I hope you have some money. And if you don't, I hope you're very good at data science and programming, because that's what you will need to know. And you're also a successful manual trader. So if you're none of those things, or you're not all of those things, then you are not going to get a set and forget system unless you have a whole ton of money. Other than that, you're going to need to put in the effort and learn how to actually trade with automation and learn how to exploit it to work best for you, which is not the same for everybody. So I've shown you a couple different variations. So we'll go back to the fast scalper for a minute. The fast scalper, one of the more interesting ones, I think, does have the ability to get rid of the risk, or at least make the risk much larger, and just look for profits like crazy. And let's see, we took our risk a little too far. Excuse me, we took our reward a little too far. When you're doing this kind of thing, if you want to do this, and I'm just giving you different thoughts and ideas on how to program these things. If you are looking at doing something which has a very large risk to reward ratio, then again, that is by design going to be very large. So you will need to have these rewards very small to make sure that you can get them virtually every time. As you're hitting 95%, we still have this kind of nasty drawdown here in the middle. So keep that in mind. You also can use this type of system and manually sort of automate. In this one right here, if it came back down to this and then maybe moved one more block up, it's like, okay, just stop out, that kind of thing. So there are numerous ways to look at these and interpret them and decide what you want to do. It's up to you. There's a lot of people that make good money with these, and they're always willing to share their information in the QuantVue Discord channels. But in any event, that is the updates to the Qscalper version 1.2, previously called Qscalper before that. So if you have any questions, feel free to post in the Elite chat. Thank you.
So if you want access to everything that Anthony showcased in today's video, our Qscalper, and all of our other automated trading systems, click the first link in the description. You could try all of that 100% free for 14 days. You'll get access to not only the tools, but also all of our training content, our pro members area of our Discord, and more. You're going to get full access to everything that our members get access to during your free trial. Also in the description are some exclusive prop firm discounts, so take advantage of those while you can. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.